as you can hear, there's a lot of wind out here. I'm up on a cliff. Um, I love it here. I love it. And when I say here, I mean this planet. Like for real. Like, I've been a lot of places in my life. I've been to Europe. I've been to the Middle East. And of course, I've been in America. One of my favorite places in America was Alaska. I lived there for 3 years. Absolutely loved it. But I've experienced like different like environments within the earth. Not a huge fan of the desert, although I've been there frequently. I prefer the mountains. I love the ocean. But really, more than anything, as long as I'm where it's not visible that man has touched, I'm happy. And that's because I feel like that's exactly where we can truly remember what it's like to be. And that's it. To just be. A lot of the times, and I just did a video about this, a lot of the times we rush through life. And I've totally been like guilty of this for years. I was working a full-time salary position, 44 hours a week, not including drive time, on top of being a full-time master's student, and trying my best to spend quality time with my family. And at the same time, I was also doing a lot of self healing and taking care of myself by like engaging in hobbies and journaling and all of that good stuff. But I never actually truly slowed down. Like I jam packed my day from the time I got up, go to the gym, go to work, come home, go study, spend time with the husband, spend time with the kids, spend time for myself, journal, pass out. Was I truly living a life that I was enjoying? No. I was maxed out, stressed out all the time. And why? Why? Why was I doing that? I'll be honest. In my personal case, I was doing it to save as many people as I possibly could. That's exactly what I was doing. And I really, truly was. I was trying to balance that overbalance. It was like juggling like 8 balls at once. And that's just too much to keep track of and still be able to relax. Like, that's something that I've never really been able to do is just sit still and relax. But now I can. Now I can just stop and sit and go inward and focus and recenter myself. Do I think everybody has time for that? No, 333 when I said that. But is it what we want to do? Do we want to run nonstop? Do we have the energy to run nonstop? And I want to make sure that you're clear on this, that the balance doesn't just include doing the right things for you, but truly putting in the time. Focusing not just on doing the activity that's for you, but focusing on what is truly going on inside of here and inside of here and inside of here. Our number one goal when it comes to self-care should be aligning the mind, the body, and the soul. Because all of the distractions around us, and I want to tell you, if you sit there and say, I don't have time, how much time did you spend on social media today? 444 when I said that. How much time did you spend watching useless videos? How much time did you spend watching TV? This is all time that can be spent going inward. And it is uncomfortable at first when we're so used to noises, lights flashing at us all the time. You guys don't understand at this moment exactly how much or what that does to your nervous system. When you have constant flashing lights and constant sounds going off at all times, this is totally distracting your whole nervous system. It isn't until we stop, get around absolutely nothing. Oh, wow, it's a beautiful, beautiful bird. And actually stop to listen and pay attention and relax and unbind ourselves, that we're actually truly able to see, wow, my life was definitely not helping me before. No matter how many good intentions I had, and I did, I had a lot of good intentions. They say the road to hell is paved in good intentions. And that's absolutely true, guys. Like, how much are we running? No matter how good our intentions, are we distracting ourselves from what's truly important? And that's the connection within. And I like that this is exactly what it is, your mind and your heart aligning. So this is your ego mind. This is your connection to God. And I know in the Bible it tells you that the heart lies to you, but you know, if you've listened to my channel before, you know exactly how I feel about the church. This is not what lies to you. This is the only thing that is true. Because this is where your soul sits. That is how people can die of heartbreak. Absolutely no other explanation aside from heartbreak. Because that's where the soul sits. And if the soul becomes so disconnected, so distraught, it can decide to just leave the body. That's how people die of heartbreak. They just give up. And if we don't spend time in silence, in stillness, and trust me, stillness can be so hard. I have come to a place where I spiral. I do. I rotate while I meditate. If I feel too anxious or too energetic, I move. But I move in a natural flow. And that allows me to be able to focus. So gentle swirl. It allows me to be able to focus because I am moving. But if you can, just practice sitting in silence. Oh man, I shudder to think of what it was a year and a half ago. I remember my very first coach, she said, just practice sitting in silence for 20 minutes. I was like, 20 minutes? You're kidding, right? I have to stop? 20 minutes? Ugh. I think I made it like 5 minutes the first time and I was like, I can't do this. I felt like I had to be doing something. I wasn't doing enough. I felt like I was doing something wrong. And this is like even after being able to meditate for 5 hours. But just sitting in silence with nothing. It's hard. Because then you're actually forced to face what's going on in here. Because sometimes we get so distracted by all the lights and the sounds and the noise around us and everything that's running around us so fast, we can destroy this by just not paying attention to it. Just blah, don't listen. But in actuality, we're just not listening to what it's subliminally, you can think of it as a subliminal message playing in your mind all the time. And if you're not paying attention to what's going on here, you have absolutely no idea how you're programming your mind. And if you're not paying attention to what's going on out here, What are you actually listening to? What's actually being put inside of your mind, whether you notice it or not? Subliminal messaging is a total thing, guys. 1010 when I said that. I am not joking. Do you have any idea how many symbols you are bombarded with on a daily basis that your brain takes in that you don't even notice? Or the things you don't think you're listening to, your brain is listening to it and it is internalizing this. And if you don't pay attention to what is going on around you, you have no idea what you are ingesting. You have no idea what is truly being put into here and into here. Even if you reject that idea, it is still going inside of your mind. And this is something that I've been talking to my children about a lot. Like, I give my children absolutely, within reason, a free will choice. Okay? And I tell them, if you continue to watch that, this is the consequence of that action. If you continue to do this, that is the consequence of that action. These are natural consequences that are going to happen as a result of you choosing over and over this particular thing. And one of those things is, I don't even know exactly what it is. It's idiotic, really, honestly. But it is a show. I think it's a show. I'm not sure if it's like a short that they watch like in episodes on YouTube or what. But it's a show that is demons and they think it's hilarious and I tell them like on a constant basis. I'm like, you do realize that you're desensitizing yourself to things that are not actually good for your soul. And if you continue to desensitize yourself to these things, you won't even notice when it starts to slither up your back. That is the absolute truth, my friends. If you desensitize yourself to violence, you tend to stop paying attention when the violence is at your back door, and you react in violence. Are you paying attention to what's going on in your world? Are you paying attention to what you are allowing into your heart space, whether you recognize it or not? Separation, division, these are forms of manipulation. And I say that because a lot of people use labels to make themselves unique or a part of some special category. Really, honestly, you're manipulating yourself into believing that you are separate from the person next to you. We are all humans. We are all humans. And whether you believe the Bible or not, either way you look at it, we came from two conscious beings. No matter what way you look at it, from an evolutionary scale, two conscious beings decided to be conscious. Or a biblical scale, Adam and Eve. You are saying the exact same thing. But because you're so stuck inside of your ego mind, you can't see the truth. It doesn't matter what way you look at it, whether it be evolution or creation. We all came from two beings. How are we all different? We're not. The only thing that's different is how does our skin take in the pigment from the sun based upon where we came from on the planet. If you were closer to the equator, the sun is stronger there, and so you have a darker pigment skin. If you are from further away from the equator, there's less sunlight, you need lighter skin to take in the vitamin D. This is the only difference between us people. Yes, there are cultural differences, and that deserves a lot of respect. But to state that you are separate from someone else who came from the same beings? This is silly. This is absolute silliness, and all it is a way to manipulate you into hating. For no reason. For no reason whatsoever at all. This is why they distract you. They distract you so you can't see logic, reason, and love. Love in its truest form. Love as the Creator intended us to know it. 1555 when I said that. It is time for change. That is exactly what it means. It is time for change. Change the way you see the world. Change the way you see the person beside you. It doesn't matter whether you are religious or atheist. You believe the same thing. We all came from two conscious beings. I love you, and I really do hope that this message reaches you and you understand it at a soul level, not an ego level. Peace.